I'm Aphrodite Rose Starfire. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like this video. I make lots of other videos of different kinds of content. I post probably every couple of days. Sometimes I post a couple videos a day about the awakening process and alchemy and all kinds of different things. So please join my channel. Hi viewer. What's up? Thanks for joining. Oh, they're left already. So this video is about Sonja from the Tree of Knowledge. Her channel is The Tree of Knowledge, and she just posted videos about a borax cleanse, and she actually was microdosing herself with borax and sprinkling borax on her food, and was putting I think a teaspoon in a large quart of water and drinking that throughout the day and using that to make her tea and stuff. And she accidentally messed up the dosage and took a lot more one day, and she claims to have passed this Dorito chip parasite. And I believe the video she talks about it is number 165, and she actually fished it out of the toilet. Hey, what's up, Jacob? How are you? So she fished this. Where's Devin? I don't know where Devin is. I think he's in Oregon. Hi. So Sonja fished this Dorito chip looking parasite, and I didn't really look closely at the pictures that she had attached to her video, but her video really disturbed me. And her description about how she believed this parasite to work was it's like a triangle, kind of like a bone, it looked like a leathery kind of cartilage bone, and there was a hook on one end, and then one end had tentacles apparently, and then the other end had a needle, and she thinks that it hooked into your inside of your intestine and stabbed you, and the tentacles went into the wound as this spiritual parasite. And I guess she looked up some runes. Jacob, you can email me. You can email me for my alchemy. It's alchemy, ALLKIMMIE 666@gmail.com. Go ahead and send me an email. But I haven't talked to Devin in a really long time. So sorry about that. But so Sonja's description of this parasite really disturbed me, and it kind of got into my head. I had already had borax because I have used borax as a skin detox. I've bathed in borax quite frequently, especially during my awakening when I was shedding a lot of these nanofibers. It's alchemy. It's ALLKIMMIE 666@gmail.com. You can send me an email. It's allkimmy666@gmail.com. So yeah, I used to bathe in borax, and sometimes even when I feel like I'm getting a big shed of nanofibers coming off my skin, I'll take like some borax in my hand in the shower and like scrub it on my skin as like an exfoliation, and then it absorbs. And when you do that, it actually kind of like heats up. There's like a chemical reaction on your skin. And it just heats up for like a brief second and then goes away. It doesn't like burn or anything. You're welcome. Yeah, go ahead and send me an email. And so I had heard about people ingesting it and microdosing with borax, but I never, I like sprinkled it sometimes on my food, like once or twice, but I never ingested it like Sonja has. And I know also Linnea, she changed her name. I think it's Linnea Paulson now, but it used to be Linnea Fairy Light Gin. I know she also has experimented with drinking a very diluted amount of borax in water throughout the day. So anyway, Sonja's video again on her channel is The Tree of Knowledge. She's done lots of interviews with different kind of truther channels. So she like accidentally kind of took more than she's used to borax dissolved in water, and she passed this parasite out into her poop. And so borax is it says detergent booster, but it really is just a salt. And I had already knew this, but you really can't like overdose on it. I mean, I think you can, like, it'd be like taking a lot of salt water. So if you take a lot, you just want to like make sure you drink a lot of water. So anyways, after watching Sonja's video about the Dorito chip parasite, it honestly like really freaked me out. And the mental image kind of like was emblazoned on my brain, and I was just like, I'm gonna do it. I didn't really, I don't really believe in like titrating up. Like if this parasite was in me, I kind of like am more of a believer in like a bolus dose, like a high concentration dose to like shock the system, and then like you flush it out with just plain water. Drink lots of water afterwards. So that's what I did. I didn't even wait to watch her clarification on the dosage. What I did is I took a heap, like a dinner spoon. This is like a giant spoon. It's bigger than a tablespoon. So I took a big spoon, and I took about like a heaping spoon. So that's what it looks like. It looks like laundry soap. So I made it so the spoon was like that, full of borax. And then I dumped it in the size of a coffee cup, so not a very big coffee cup. I put it in, and then I filled this like almost to the brim with distilled water and stirred up the borax and tried to dissolve it as much as possible. Now I think this is like way more concentrated than Sonja is, and I'm sorry, it might be Sonja. I know I always mix those up, Sonja and Sonja, so I apologize if I'm saying it incorrectly. But so I stirred it, and it really, honestly, like not all of it dissolved, but I did it in like kind of warm distilled water, and then I just chugged it. Like I chugged it. I took like a big gulpful, and it was hard to swallow. It was like salt water. I just swallowed it, and honestly, like a lot of like mental things were going on. Like seeing the detergent on the box, like it made me feel like I was swallowing a bunch of soap, but it doesn't taste like soap. It tastes like salt water that you gargle with, or like seawater. And then I kind of waited maybe 10 minutes to see how I felt. And this was like also kind of on an empty stomach. Like I wasn't really hungry that day either. And then I drink this was the day she posted the video. I did it right after I watched the video because I was so like disturbed by it. And then I drank the rest. I didn't drink the whole thing. I probably left about this much in the bottom, and it still had some like floaty white chunks of undissolved borax. So don't think I like drank the whole thing. I drank like all the way to like here. And I felt like, again, I was still kind of fighting like the images of her describing the parasite and thinking about the parasite in me and it like jabbing me. And then also like the fact I was like thinking like, oh, did I just swallow a bunch of soap? Like, oh. So there was a lot of psychological kind of like, I'm trying to like tell you my symptoms of how I felt, and I want to like try to convey that a lot of it was, a little bit was psychological. So it was probably about maybe a good hour afterwards, I had like a bowel movement, and it wasn't like watery diarrhea. It was like kind of just like what was sitting like at the bottom of my, you know, intestine. But it was a lot of stool. Like it was a lot. But again, it was not watery diarrhea. It was just like stool. And then like that was done, and I felt fine. I didn't have any appetite. Then I started to feel kind of weak. And again, like I was still thinking about like, oh, did I just drink soap? Or I did start to feel a little nauseous and like queasy and like kind of weak. And I kind of like got like the thick drool in the back of my throat, and I thought I was gonna vomit, but I didn't. The nausea passed. I kind of got a little like the heat waves. Like I'm very thermodynamic, so I'll get like a wave of heat and it will pass. So I kind of got some of those. I did actually end up going out like and ran an errand. But then I came back home. I think I had another bowel movement. Again, I didn't feel very hungry. I did eat a small dinner. I do have to say this, so this is like super TMI, but I know that this really worked cleaning me out because I started having like these really stinky flatulence, like stinky farts. And I usually don't like have gas at all, but this was making me have really like a lot of gas, and it was stinky. And the second bowel movement was also really stinky. And it was kind of strange because I'm very regular like with my bowel movements and stuff every day, so it was kind of, I was very surprised that I still had that much left in me, like. And then that night, again, I went to bed like having kind of stinky farts. I had taken the all of the borax probably around 10 to 11 a.m. I probably took the whole dose between like 10:10 and 10:30. And then, so then when I went to bed, I actually woke up in the morning, probably around 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning, and had another really large bowel movement. And again, it wasn't diarrhea. It was formed. It was like softer and like more feathery than usual. I know this is like super TMI, but again, this was in regards to this Dorito chip parasite that Sonja from the Tree of Knowledge, that's her channel. I actually recommended this video on my community page last week, so you can just scroll down my community page, and her video, it's her holding like Dorito chip parasite. I never saw any like triangular shaped parasites in my stool. I did look like at everything that I passed, but I didn't like go around digging around, because again, it wasn't diarrhea. She says that she had some diarrhea, but I didn't. It was just, you know, it came out like really, you know, but it wasn't diarrhea. I also wanted to say that when I had gone to bed, I was still tasting the borax in the back of my tongue. So I knew that my body was really saturated because I had already had a little bit of food, you know, like at dinner time. And the fact that I'd already brushed my teeth and I was laying down and I was feeling, it was at the very back of my throat, on my tongue, I was feeling that borax salt taste. But oh, and also the whole day I was sipping on distilled water. I was really conscious to drink, you know, big cup loads of just plain distilled water to flush my system, because basically I just took like, it's like the concentration, I'd say, of ocean water. And that's how it felt. That nausea that I described, where I felt like I kind of felt like I could have vomited, or that was the same feeling I would say that most people feel if they swallow a bunch of ocean water. Like if you go to the beach and you get your butt kicked in the waves and you swallow a bunch of ocean water, and then afterwards, hey Sheena, what's up? If you guys just come into this video right now, I suggest watching it from the beginning, because I just described a whole borax cleanse. I ingested a bunch of borax from the channel's suggestion, the Tree of Knowledge. But yeah, like if you've ever swallowed a bunch of ocean water, you get kind of that nauseous, like, oh, that like feeling. That was kind of how I felt, but it passed. I definitely suggest, if you do this, to do it on a day that you don't plan on going anywhere, or like, you know, that you'll be by a toilet in case you do like need to go really fast. It did work quickly, like, and when you go, you do need to go. Again, I was like super surprised about the volume of stool that came out. So it does seem like there was like, I was storing some in there that, you know, wasn't getting through with every time I go to the bathroom. What else? Yeah. I do have to say that, like, when I was doing a lot of borax cleanse baths back in like 2018 for my skin, for like the nanofibers, I used to bathe in borax a lot. And even then, I think the borax soaked through my skin, because I did have an intestinal detox at that time too. And that time back in 2018, I was not ingesting the borax. I was just soaking it up through my skin in baths. But then I remember my bowel movements were kind of, they were like a mucusy. They were really like stringy, like thick mucusy type bowel movements. And that maybe seems like more of maybe what Sonja experienced, but that again was just through my skin. So, so yeah, I definitely suggest doing this cleanse and cleaning out your body. This is just a salt, and Ronald Reagan actually used to do lots of commercials during, like, they were like these afternoon westerns. I think they called them borax westerns. But he used to be the spokesperson for borax, our former president, Ronald Reagan. And I don't even know what kind of salt it is. It's sodium, I think it's sodium tetra or something. But you really can use it for a lot of things. And I think it's one of those things that, one of those simple salts that is now hidden from us, because it like disconnects that electrical charge that these like graphene fibers need, that static electricity, to keep a hold onto our cells. So I think the borax kind of like washes those bonds. So yeah, I do think I'll probably do it again, maybe in a month. I do suggest watching Sonja's videos. I do think she recommends a much lower dose, but my theory is to not like get, like if you, like with antibiotics, if you start like with a really low dose of antibiotic and then you start like going up on the dose, then you're giving that bacteria time for its babies to get used to the antibiotic and to get resistant by starting with a low dose and going up. Whereas if you start with an antibiotic with a really high dose and then go down, you're shocking your body and like all of the bacteria die. And then when you lower the dose, it's like taking care of anything else that was left over. So it's kind of like that big bang that I think is really beneficial. And I'm using that kind of mentality and approach with this type of borax parasite cleanse, as opposed to starting with a low concentration and sipping on like, salt water all day. I think if you're sipping on salt water all day, you can affect your kidneys over the long term, whereas opposed to just going big, like, and then just diluting your body with drinking lots of water for the rest of the day. So yeah, that's about it. Does anybody have any questions? Hi from Ireland. Hi from California. Been there, done that. Important message. Oh, awesome. Emoji King. Yeah, so definitely try it out. If you're new to my channel from Sonja's channel, please subscribe. I'd love new subscribers. That would be awesome. And yeah, I hope everybody's doing good, and I will talk to you all later.